The Sony Xperia Pro was released in January as a device for video professionals, and now a new version, the Sony Xperia Pro-I, has been announced as a phone that is made for vloggers. The phone will be available for pre-orders starting October 28 and will be sold on lock starting in December 2021. In the US, though availability in other regions hasn't been announced. Hey yo, what is up guys, it's your boy Corey Tech back with another video, and today guys, in this video we're gonna review the Sony Xperia Pro-I. So anyways guys, before we go into this video, can we hit some likes on this video? Just hit it, just do it, just smash it. So anyways guys, let's get into this video. The Xperia Pro-I has nearly all the perks of its processor and a few improvements of its own at a lower price. The price for the Xperia Pro-I is around $1,799 and in Euro $1,599 and in Australia $2,400. The new Pro-I doesn't have the HDMI port central to the Xperia Pros, used as external display for expensive professional cameras. So it's a more general phone built for videographers, if you all understand what I'm saying. The Xperia Pro-I doesn't have an improved main camera with a 1-inch sensor. It's more of the first mainstream phones of that size and the first coming to the US, which enables a better low lighting performance, dynamic range, and more natural depth of field compared to the computational bokeh in the phone with a smaller sensor. The main camera dual aperture lens which lets you switch between f.20 and f.40, gives you added control over this background blur. Megapixel count hasn't changed from the Pro. All three rear cameras are 12 MP, so the main telephoto and ultra-wide cameras aren't improved in regard. But the Xperia Pro-I has other improvements on the standard Pro, like having 315 points of autofocus. The green grid of box showing when taking photos covered 90% of the viewer finder, compared to the 247 points on the Xperia Pro, covering 70% of the viewfinder. The phone can also take blush shots up to 2 frames per second, with autofocus as well improve anti-distortion over early Xperia models, and that's pretty awesome. Other than its rearranging rear camera block, the Xperia Pro-I is physically similar to the Xperia Pro, though it's bumped the chipset up to a Snapdragon 88 found in this year's flagship around Androids. It has the same 6.5-inch OLED display as the Xperia 1 and Xperia 3. Though that should be fine for most smartphone owners, its 4K resolution 3840 by 1644 is rare among modern smartphones. Its packed 4.500 mAh battery and 30-watt charger, as well as the Xperia Pro-I. Front-facing speaker as well as a 3.5mm headphone jack, has a shortcut button that can be set to open any apps, and dedicated shutter button as the same shutter switch model as the Sony RX100 series compact cameras. There's even a little hole to secure a wrist strap. And crucially, the Xperia Pro-I can record videos with the Xperia Pro couldn't, but there's more for modern vloggers than Sony new phone can offer. Now, the question that most people would normally ask is, the Xperia Pro-I, what is here for video fans? Because we want to know, we want to know what it's here for. the video fans. The Sony Xperia Pro iPhone isn't a vlog monitor accessed on blue background. The Xperia Pro-I is dedicated to video recording with some first in the world of smartphone. It's the first to natively record 120 frames per second and saving every frame, unlike other phones that record at the same speed, but in 30 or 24 frames per second to play back in slow motion at a specific speed. Saving every frame means the user can choose whatever slow-mo rate they want, and that's pretty awesome. There's also new software Video Pro, which offers a similar level of manual control and editing as Sony Cinema Pro app that came with the Xperia Pro. The phone's wide 21 aspect ratio 9 screen enable the phone to show a viewer finder in 16:9 ratio, with enough room on the side for manual video control. The software called optical steady shot and stable eye that stabilize the footage and tracks moving subjects. The phone promises a lot of action videographers, and that's pretty awesome, guys. There's also an option for 199, around 265 in Australia dollars, plug-in accessory, a 3.5-inch external display that can magnetically mount on a back of the Xperia Pro-I to show what's recording from the rear camera and to the front. And those who want to protect their phone in style, annex $90 and annex $65 in euro and annex $120 more dollars can give you the perfect leather case for your new phone. The Sony Xperia Pro-I has a few world first claims, but perhaps most significant is that Sony has officially called it a part of its camera lineup. Considering that lineup contains some of the world's best camera, it's a symbolic moment for camera phone and a premium comeback camera too. That's because the Xperia Pro-I is effectively the phone equivalent of the Sony ZV-1 and the Sony RX100 VII. Those two comeback cameras are built on a similar 1-inch sensor and a big Knox X processor. Until now, they've also held an advantage over the Xperia range and most other smartphones when it comes to the sensor size and professional features. The Xperia Pro-I sees Sony effectively abandoned in any concern about cannibalization in favor of making a smartphone that can compete on paper with its best compact cameras for still and video. It also sees Sony trend a very different path, so its big camera phone rival like Apple, Google and Samsung, while the latter are down largely focused on computational point and shoot photography. The Xperia Pro-I is a pro-focus camera that built on Sony more traditional and advantages in sensor and lens and real-time tracking autofocus. Traditional cameras like the Sony RX100 series do still hold some advantages in areas like lenses despite the Xperia Pro-I. So I'll have to see what plays out in some real world testing. But there's no doubt that the Xperia Pro-I is a bold statement of intent from Sony, which is the only smartphone maker that also make the world class cameras. The question is how many people other than Sony camera fans want that type of experience in a phone compared to the more beginner friendly smart of the best camera phones, because you know some people, they don't really understand. Alright, so anyways guys, we've come to the end of our video for today. If you guys like this video, please smash that like button down below. Also, please subscribe to the channel and become a part of the Core Tech family. Also, leave your comment down in the comment section. Let me know if you will get this phone. I think it's a very good camera phone, and videographers out there gonna love this phone. It's gonna start selling next month, December, so hopefully I'll get one too. Let me know if you'll get it. So anyways guys, before we go, as we normally said, have no rest until you're the best. It's me, your boy Core Tech. Peace out.